Hello everybody and welcome to the first ever, I know, Let's Play. I'm so sorry I have not made a Let's Play. I've been trying so hard. I haven't. But anyway, yeah, I thought I'd start strong and start with something. With Sakura's Spirit, a brand new, I think it's brand new game that just came out on Steam recently. It was 25% off, it still is. It caught me by surprise because I thought, oh, it's anime. It's, something new I don't really see on Steam that often. And I promise you it was not because of the big fan service on, well, the right. Anyway, it's a visual novel, and from what I've seen and heard from it, it's actually pretty good. So, without further ado, I'm not going to let you guys wait any longer. Let's begin. I'm going to read this, so, every person has a dream they wish to pursue. Yet as people grow up, they often are forced to realize that obtaining that dream is just that. A childish illusion that is simply impossible to reach out for. At least, that's what most people say. And what about those who do accomplish their dreams? Are they merely incredibly lucky? And that's all I'm doing for Morgan Freeman, people. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm not doing that the entire way through, because I don't think you want to hear that. Let's give this... I'm going to do voices, so here we go. Every man has a dream they want to accomplish. However, there is something really important you should know, my boy. That a real man doesn't give up on their dream, no matter what overwhelming challenges they might face. I still remember those foolish words my dad used to say. Yet despite their silly nature, I found myself inspired by them. Ever since I was a child, I was interested in martial arts. It didn't matter whether it was following a match on television or reading a manga about some heroic martial artist. Goku. It's always been a dream for me to become a martial artist someday. Of course, it was a bit childish to admit I wanted to learn martial arts to be able to be a hero. While at my age, I already came to understand superheroes were part of our imagination, I still held a desire to use my power for others, their sake. Wow. I'm sorry, people, wow. My name is Gushiken Takahiro, 17 years old, rising judo star. And no, that's not me doing some smug talking. I'm actually about to take part in a competition 2 weeks from now that could make or break my career at an international level. Of course, I was excited about the opportunity to finally accomplish my dreams and represent my country at a sport that I loved, but the same excitement also made me feel incredibly nervous. While those worrisome thoughts haunted my mind, a familiar voice resounded from outside the window. Oi! Saka-kun, get your butt in gear! Hi! I'll be right there, Koyumi. Not wanting to keep Koyomi waiting, I quickly dashed towards the front door to let her in, not even realizing that I was still in my pajamas. Oops. Just a moment, Koyomi! Gotta grab my shoes and then we can go to school. Really? I didn't know a school had a strict uniform or sleepwear policy, dummy. Nice jammies, by the way. Did you borrow them from your mom? For a moment, my eyes drifted downward, noticing that I was indeed wearing my pajamas. I let out a groan of annoyance and marched back towards my room. There's nothing wrong with my jammies. The Golden Knight is a famous comic book hero in the West. Besides, not everyone prefers to sleep naked like you. Mumbling those words, I started stripping out of my clothes, seemingly not minding the presence of the girl behind me at all. That happened one time! You know it was super hot that evening. And geez, warn me before you strip in front of me, you idiot! I don't want to see that. You didn't mind it when we were little. Perhaps you want me to turn around instead? No, stop! Don't make me kick your ass! Deciding I had teased her enough, I quickly pulled on my pants and resumed working on the remaining few items of clothing before I was suitably dressed for school. Besides, I had a reason for being so distracted. You've been distracted a lot lately. What's going on in that hollow skull of yours?
It's that upcoming match. I got no idea how anyone can remain calm when an international career is at stake. I wouldn't be surprised if I started making up enough doomsday scenarios to fill up the apocalypse genre. Oh right, the judo thing. I'm sure you'll do fine. I've seen some of your matches, and you kick butt! And of course, if you're really worried, you can always pray. Pray? What? Don't tell me you don't know. It's one of the school's legends. There's some shrine up in the forest that if you pray to it, it will give you good luck. Ichikawa-san said that his sister prayed to it the night before her exam, and she got 100%. A shrine that is said to give you good luck. Sounds bogus to me. But at this point, I'll be trying out anything, I guess. Maybe I'll talk to our classmates to get the location of that shrine. I'm not exactly in the mood to get lost in the forest and turn into a Japanese Tarzan. Well, whatever. If you do go looking, at least send me a message to let me know. Are you going to hurry up, or are we going to be late again? A hero is never too early, nor are they too late. They arrive precisely when needed. But for the sake of missing detention, let us hurry. That's a wizard. That's a wizard, not a hero, genius. How can one person be such a sports nerd and such a geek at the same time? Let's not forget the Casanova and Man of the Year candidate bits. They are important details. I doubt you qualify as either of them, Pajama Boy. Anyway, let us boldly go where everyone has gone before. To school! Nerd! Several hours later. Before I go on, guys, just want to say, yes, I will be reading the entire thing. So, get used to it. Also, if you guys don't, it's more of a test out anyway, so if you guys don't like it, you don't like it. But if you like it, well, I'll keep going. Support from you guys is great. Thank you. And continue. Ellipses, bitches. Ellipses. Whoa. It had been during the afternoon when I finally had this chance to talk to my classmates in an attempt to get an idea where that shrine Koyumi had mentioned before had been located. Put a fucking full stop there, mate. Gym was the last thing on the menu for today, so once we started getting ready to go home, I approached the guys. Hey, Ichikawa, is it true that your sister discovered some shrine that is said to grant you some good luck? Oh, let me guess. You also want to date her? Well, even though I do have to admit she's very attractive, I'm afraid she's already going out with someone. Not to mention, you're not her type. I already got my hands full dealing with Koyomi. You can keep your sister where she is. Jokes aside, I'm more interested in the shrine. Did she mention where she found it? I didn't knew there was anything near the forest aside from the dojo. Oh, well, she said something about it being near the river and quite high up. I'll be honest, I didn't pay too much attention where she was going on about it. I mean, she was wearing this top and it was tight and... Stop! We don't need to hear the details, man, alright? I doubt anyone wants to hear you daydream about your sister, my friend. Anyone else who heard about this shrine before? Are you two talking about the luck shrine in the forest? Yes, the one and only. There's supposed to be one near a river according to Ichikawa's sister. I don't know about that, but there's this fiery girl at the Sakura dojo who knows more. Wait, are you talking about Arya-sama? Small, strong, and scary? That's the one. Oh, then I can be a bit more help. Takahiro-kun, I know where that place is. I don't think Arya-senpai would like it if you end up visiting her with your usual tricks in mind. Do I need to remind you what happened last time you tried to peek at her after she finished her training? There was blood, sweat, and tears. Shut up! I did not go peeking there! That's slander, that is! I could sue you! I do not look into the changing rooms after practice when Arya-sama is showering! You just fucking admitted it, mate. Oh, then you haven't seen her naked yet. I've seen a bit of side boob, but the knot hole I found doesn't really let me get a good view of. There we go. Someone call the cops. Peeping Ichikawa has confessed. Faggot. Oh shit. playfully patted Ichikawa's shoulder while I turned around, grabbing my bag in the process while I prepared to leave. Anyway, thanks for the tip, Ichikawa. I'll let the judge know you were most helpful during the interrogation. This is unfair! I was coerced! I don't say anything until I speak to my lawyers! Ah, the sound of freedom. After school was over, I decided to bet my chances on a little bit of intel I had attained from my classmates. If my memory served me right, then Arya Senpai was about to be practicing in the dojo today. Of course I knew her. In the end, she was a judo student like me. But for some reason, I heard that she declined the invitation to compete in serious tournaments ever since a certain event happened. I'm just gonna save here, guys. Okay, cool. Arya Senpai, are you around? While I shouted her name, I parked my bike at the nearby stall and looked around for her. Follow the shouts and you'll find the senpai. I grinned briefly as I saw my senpai seemingly being occupied with the practicing of a series of motions, almost as if she was fighting an imaginary opponent. Perhaps it was a perfect opportunity to get closer to her and surprise her a little. Slowly I snuck over, making sure to make as little noise as possible before I reached with a hand toward her shoulder. Arya, at the touch against her shoulder, Arya Senpai reacted. She grabbed hold of my hand and with a loud grunt shifted her weight, curling and tipping me over her shoulder. It was all I could do to brace myself for impact as I hit the ground like a sack of potatoes, like Bryn. Hiya! No one sneaks up on the great Kunoichi Arya. Oh, Takabozu! I didn't realize it was you. I'm sorry, are you okay? Kunoichi, more like Tasmanian devil. That throw didn't hold a shred of mercy in it. There's no mercy in the ring, Takabozu. Better you learn that now than in 2 weeks' time. Let me guess, you want to do some sparring, right? I actually came here to ask you something, but perhaps a little sparring wouldn't hurt after that. Oh? What do you want to ask? We've got all the afternoon for the sparring, and I could do with a bit of a break anyway. Where to start? Senpai, you used to take part in big and important matches. Didn't you get nervous before the big moment? Oh yeah! This one time, I got so nervous, I hid in the kitchen cupboards until Dad found me and dragged me to the car by my collar. Of course, that was when I was like 8. Well, obviously I can't go and hide from my match. But some friends of mine made this rather silly suggestion to go and pray or something. Honestly, at this point, I take anything if it calms my nerves a little. Takabozu, are you sure about this? You mean the match? Of course I am. I've been practicing judo ever since I could walk. This is my best chance to represent this country, and in the sport I love too. Senpai seemed to think for quite a long time, all the while tapping at the side of her jaw with her finger. Eventually she snapped her fingers and grabbed hold of me gently, but tightly. Alright, I'll tell you the way to the shrine, but it's not just going to be a simple clap of your hands together and bob your head. You'll need to give something to the shrine, something of worth. I guess I'll figure that out by the time we get there. Anyway, thanks, Senpai. I appreciate it. We? Oh, no. Takabozu, I'm not going with you. I've got training to do myself. Besides, you've got to take this step yourself. I can give you a map and an easy way to get back here, but you'll be on your own. Ah, you're not tagging along? Guess it'd be my own adventure to undertake. Afraid so, Takabozu. Let me just grab some paper. I'll draw out your map. After Arya's return, I followed the direction the map had given me. Surprisingly enough, it wasn't all that far. The tip to get back if I got lost was a little sketchy. Just look down, you'll be able to see the dojo roof from anywhere on the hill. The forest nearby the dojo was my first challenge to overcome. A lone path coiling along the trees, and there was even the river Ichikawa's sister had mentioned in the distance. Of course, I decided to stay with my senpai's directions, and after an hour or so, I arrived at the shrine. The shrine itself seemed surprisingly well maintained, despite being in the middle of nowhere. It made me wonder if someone secretly lived there. Perhaps some secret martial arts master? Already, daydreams of a potential hermit having hidden themselves in the shrine to prepare themselves for an upcoming clash between good and evil started to dwell in my mind. And yet nobody is around. I sighed in annoyance at the fact the shrine grounds seemed to be entirely abandoned. It was mysterious how the building seemed well maintained, but for the time being, I decided to focus on the reason behind my visit. It took only a few moments before I gathered the courage to enter the temple itself, and inside found a rather fancy-looking shrine of sorts at the back of the hall. Guess that's the shrine everyone's talking about. Suddenly, I folded up the map I was given, and after putting it inside my bag, approached the shrine. I was kind of skeptical about the whole religious aspect, so I didn't hold too much confidence in the idea of some shrine granting me the luck I would need to win this match. In fact, I don't really think luck is going to help me much in a match like this. In my opinion, martial arts didn't hold any place for luck. A match was all about using the knowledge you gathered from the experiences you obtained in previous matches, and a nice bit of talent to help guide you through the match. There was simply no room for something superstitious like luck. Clearly, this would be a match where my experience and talent would be tested against that of my opponent. Nothing more and nothing less. How curious. The boy doesn't believe in superstition, and yet this child of man stands here in a place of power, surrounded by the very thing he denounces. Upon hearing the voice, I looked around, trying to find the source, but there was no one to be seen. Who's there? A classic question to ask, and yet the right thing to ask would be, where am I? What do you mean? Obviously you're here, hiding nearby. Perhaps, but entertain me for a little longer. Why did you come here if you do not believe in things like luck? I came here to prepare myself. Oh, do enlighten me about what this something might be that you are preparing yourself for. I felt a little bit annoyed at the questions, but perhaps if I kept talking to her, would be able to find out where that girl was hiding. I'm preparing for a competition, a judo match. Judo? What's that? Seriously? You don't know what judo is? It's a highly skilled combat art. Aha! So you're a warrior! Hasn't to go into battle and came here in hope of finding the resolve to fight. I'm not sure about the warrior part. How fortunate. It just happens that there is need for one of your kin. My kin? A hero. This shrine is meant to bless heroes like yourself. However, every great hero has to sacrifice something in return for the shrine's blessing. Sounds like what the others mentioned. However, I do like your version more. Laughing briefly at the story the hidden girl was telling about the shrine, I decided to play along, clap my hands together in a prayer. So what's next? Toss my allowance into the praying box? Don't be silly. Money is of little importance to a hero. For you, the sacrifice would be something much more interesting and precious to you. I'll look forward to see what destiny has in store for you. As if on cue, the moment the girl's words reached my ears, I felt nauseous, like my head was spinning wildly. Slowly, I staggered backwards, collapsing onto my back, and while my vision started to grow hazy, I heard footsteps approach me. Damn. Good luck. You're gonna need it. Despite my attempts to get back up, all I could do was briefly look up at the girl. The sight of the horns and tail made me wonder if she was cosplaying as some sort of anime character. Before I had the chance to say anything, my vision was consumed entirely by darkness. I think I might end that here. So thank you guys for joining me on this beautiful session of Sakura Spirit. If you like my reading voice, I'll be sure to keep reading. And if not, well, I don't know, I might do something else. But until then, guys, thank you for joining me. My name is Jett 45672, and as always, have a nice day. Bye-bye.